Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me well. Um, hey Avanita, can you believe I'm making mugs again? These are, I'm hoping to get these done before next week for some of the orders. Though I had told these people that there's a good chance that they might not be ready. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm trying a different camera for the studio. I think it's a little crooked. I'm still working with my cut finger. I'm trying to straighten the camera so that my mug doesn't look. It still looks all inclined. Hope it doesn't give anyone a headache. I just have a few more of these mugs to do. And there was some yarn board requests, which again, I told them they won't be ready, but I said I'll at least try. Yeah, I can kind of work, but it's like there are many things I do with this fingertip, which I cannot use it for, so I'm using this one instead, and it's uh, it's a little awkward. It's a little slow, but I'm managing. I'm glad that the orders that I did mention to people that would ship by Christmas are going to ship by Christmas. That part is done. The pieces have been fired. I still need to pack them up and hopefully ship them out tomorrow or day after. So that part is good. The part that is tough is uh, trying to fulfill the orders that came in like a week back or so. And I hope those people are fine with not getting their orders on time, but I told them they wouldn't. So it should be okay, but I think they'll be very happy if they did get it for Christmas. You know, trying to give them a Merry Christmas as much as I can. It's been a crazy year, so it doesn't hurt people getting their gifts on time. Yeah, and keep busy. Keeping busy is not a hard thing for me. You know that, right? I can I can find things to do at all times. So Evanita, maybe you can guide me in this and give me some advice on this. Should I spin for socks next? It might not be very interesting, but I have never spun for socks. Yeah, I'm glad that the orders are coming in. They haven't been like they have been in the past year, and it's more like the orders have come in more at the last minute, so it's that would be fun. I think it would be fun, but also at the same time, spinning for socks can be kind of very boring for anyone to watch. Maybe I don't know, but since I did sample spinning some finer yarn than I'm used to on the Aura, I was like, maybe I should actually try spinning for socks. But then I also understand that it's not going to be a quick project like some of the bulky ones that I do. So Jillian Moreno did the split in fiber in variety of ways to see how the braid changes. And one of your local people did that and spun socks out of it. Oh, that's cool. I actually did her color study as well, and I made gloves out of them. I don't know if you saw a picture of that. I did the random things. Easy peasy, roasted 3-ply fingering weight. Yeah, I think I can do a 3-ply fingering from the samples that I did. One of them I think would make me happy as a 3-ply fingering weight yarn. The one which was a 4-ply fingering weight was like really fine. I had to spin, and I don't know if I will be able to do that for a longer period of time. Yeah, do send me the link for a post. 3-ply fingering weight out of 4 ounces. Yeah, I got 4 ounces of a mix of different colorways from Wound Up Fiberworks. They are mini half ounce, not half ounce, quarter ounce bundles of different colors. So I'm kind of thinking I will play around with them, and they're all different colorways, so it'll be a nice mix to have. And then after that, doing a 3-ply of them will just completely blend it all together. And because it's tiny bits of different colorways, I remember in Jillian's color study as well, I had done a similar thing. It went a lot faster than, you know, spinning 4 ounces of one plain colorway. So I'm tempted. It might be my Christmas spinning, or after these orders are done, spinning kind of thing. Yeah, the scrappy sock, this thing would be fun too. I like scrappy projects. There is just something very appealing to me about scrappy stuff. Um, the blanket I had knit, the seashell scrap yarn blanket, that I, for Jillian's study, I used all tiny bits of fiber scraps to do that color study. Um, I love making bats out of scrappy stuff. It's not scrappy stuff, but little bits and bobs of everything. I kind of, in the beginning when I was starting to make bats, I was like dyeing the fiber to make a particular kind of bat and all, which felt like too much stuff. Try some Cheviot for sock yarn. I will try that. Do you have a good source for them? I don't have any with me, so I'll have to go shopping for that. Send me a link to someone who sells Cheviot, but hopefully dyed, because I know I will definitely get bored if I have to. I could dye it myself actually. I will definitely need to spin with some color, that's for sure. The fiber mix that I got from Wound Up Fiber Arts is it's all superwash merino nylon blend, which I thought would be good for socks because it's superwash. I don't know. We'll see. I have not spun much with superwash, so that's gonna be another learning thing. Whether how that goes, I have no idea. But I'll try. I have particularly not been very fond of superwash, but I like the way the color strikes on superwash yarn, and that's what I liked about her fiber bundles. And plus, I was getting a mix of different colorways together. So I thought, oh, I should give that a try. That will make me spin socks faster. And I'm extremely tempted to do a sweater spin, but that is. Oh, Paradise Fibers also Spencer. Okay, I'm gonna try that. But yeah, I want to do a sweater spin too, but sweater spins can take a long time. And but I have gotten to the point that I'm comfortable with the aura that if I have to switch out the heads to from a lace weight to do bulky or something like that, um, I should be fine. Means I don't have to finish the entire thing all at once. Oh, Evanita sent me. Let me see. Check out that picture. Okay, I have to go to my computer because it's asking me to log in and all kinds of stuff. I am on Instagram. Oh, the account is private and I don't follow her. So let me follow her and hopefully she'll accept my invitation and I can see the picture. Oh, is that right? Yeah, Superwash can, or means, I know I have this kind of love-hate relationship with Superwash because I love it because of color saturation. But even with kind of, and I like it for socks, particularly like, commercial uh, sock yarn. For the practicality of it, I do like Superwash yarn, but and I don't mind knitting socks with them. But I've never spun with them. Yeah, she has a private account. I sent her a follow request, so hopefully I'll get to see what you're talking about. But yeah, so regarding Superwash, I've never spun with it, so it'll be interesting. But again, the I did spin with Superwash. It was a Superwash and non-Superwash and silk blend, which uh, oh, Michael, who's the booth behind Hanson at Madonna every year? Why am I forgetting the name? Freaking getting old. Her face looks very familiar, Evanita. So I feel I know her, and I know. I think she follows me, but um, not Ashlyn Bay. No, no. I think it starts with an A. Abstract Fiber. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so they do the 40-40-20 blend. So I like that because it kind of gives that high saturation of that superwash, which I like. Plus, you also get the non-superwash in it, and it has a silk for strength. But I'm not knit socks with it. I have knit my line field with it and a few other projects with it, and I like that. That fiber was fun. It was one of my first fibers to spend on the Hanson as well. So all in all, that was not bad. Oh, the base is from Ashland Bay. I didn't know that. I Yeah, the merino and silk they strike up differently. That's really beautiful blend. I like that for spinning as well and for the color. So it kind of hits all the right points. Um, so what happened was I was running a little low on some colors for making bats, and I said, what should I do? I can't. And I checked my fiber supply, and it's not like I was totally out of fiber, but I was running a little low on some. And what I was running low on was, well, I had like a pound and a half of merino and a pound or something of Falkland, and I usually get from RH Lindsay, which just sell to small businesses, well, not business, but they sell to everyone at pretty much wholesale price. So that's where I usually shop. I don't need a wholesale account for that. I think I could show you all how I make these. So maybe let's switch the camera over to this side. I'm making the yarn rolls. Okay, I'm sorry if my connection keeps getting cut off. I keep seeing signals that the OBS getting connected and then disconnected or whatever. So hopefully this stays. But anyway, I'm working on the yarn bowls. So yeah, I kind of panicked thinking that a pound or 2 pounds of fiber is not going to be enough, which it isn't, honestly. But I went ahead and ordered 10 pounds of it because I don't know what 2021 is going to be. I don't want to hear that, oh, now things are delayed, we are not shipping now. I have had that happen so many times this year with so many businesses, and I'm not saying it's Yahoo, it's 2020, it's the weird year we are living in, but that doesn't mean everything is like gonna turn around on January 1st, right? So I was like, I don't want to take chances. I just want to have the fiber with me. So if I need to dye more, make more bats or whatever, I just have it. So I just went ahead and ordered around 10 pounds of fiber. I don't know, maybe I will make my sweater spin from there, but I don't know if I want a merino sweater. I'm not quite certain. This is the part I find it hard to do with my middle finger because I usually use this finger to do it, but I cut that finger. I saw my last post. Well, not last, but one of my last posts. So these I make oval in shape, and then later I'll be attaching the bottoms on these and making the cutouts on the side. also shape the top. I like it to be just slightly wider. So I use my sponge to give it a more organic shape and not so, vertical straight up and down. That gets a slight curve, which I like. So that is done. Go in my stack of all the other things that I'm making here. And while it is drying, I adjust how oval it needs to get and all of that. I hope y'all are still here. OBS connection sometimes is extremely annoying. It's the Wi-Fi, I think, in the studio. It's not very reliable. And I've tried putting an extender and everything, and there are times when it just doesn't work. You can actually look at my dye station. I've been waiting to dye some fiber and stuff, but I need to clear up my table for that. And in this last few months, actually, the pottery work is, I'm trying to get stuff done for holidays and stuff, so not getting that time to clear up the tables much. You gotta save. Now see, this is what kind of sometimes troubles me a little bit, that I go like, somebody wants something, and I hope they know that they will not get it before Christmas. Okay, this is interesting. Maybe I can do that for Christmas. Oh, we'll see. I might have those. They are the small dishes they want, so I do have them in stock. I'm sorry I'm off screen and you cannot see what I'm doing exactly, because some part of the process I need to do out here and the other part I need to do where I'm patching the pieces together. Oh yes, you can see Casper's bed. Casper is currently relaxing with Rima. She's probably reading a book and he loves to cuddle up whenever she's reading a book or when you're watching television. You give each of us equal time to hang out with us. But out here, the studio is cold. He cannot cuddle up next to me. So he's like, he will not come in now. He will, he hangs out in the studio only when Rima is working and she has her room shut. So, if she's a meeting and she doesn't want to be bothered or something, then he comes and hangs out with me in the studio, and then he will sit on the bed. And earlier, when Rima was going into work, then yeah, he would just hang out in the studio in his bed. But this pandemic time, he's like barely hung out there. He will do it only if Rima is busy at work, and if I'm in the studio, then he will come and hang out. But it's not his first go-to place now anymore. He has choices. He has better places where he can hang out and cuddle up. So he's like, I don't need to be here. What's the fun in that? And of course, he we have, you know, have some commercial throws and stuff which he can use, his blankets and all. But what does he like? He likes the hand knit merino blankets, which I have knit. Those are the ones he wants to cuddle up in. So he's one spoiled dog, that's for sure. So the other thing that I do, which sometimes I guess you don't see because it's off camera, but now it's on camera, is I do round up the tops of my mugs with this funnel shaped thing so that it makes it more drinkable. It's those tiny things which make a difference. I have to keep reminding the mugs to be round. Otherwise I want to go flat like the slab that they were. So that's what that does. Plus it gives that again nice curve which makes it easier to drink from. And it's not something that happened from the very start. It's being this, like even with the mugs, though I've been making this shape and size of hand-built mugs for a long time, there have always been these small changes in them so that they're more functional and add to the functionality of it or to the design of it. And none of them are going to be perfectly round, but just kind of want them to look nice and even, and definitely easier to drink from. So there is that. I have to prep. Let's see if I can just turn the camera around. Oh my god, that totally changes the angle of everything, isn't it? Okay, so let's just leave it like that. I was like almost upside down in that view. There are just so many things about cameras and angles and everything. It's like, that's one thing this lockdown period has taught us, right? Different ways of handling all these cameras. So the scratching and scoring part, of course, you cannot see, but you have seen me do that a million times before, so it's fine. And this is not a how-to tutorial anyway, though I'm sure there are many people who have benefited from these. And I definitely enjoy the company of all of you while I'm working. See, I'm always dipping that middle finger back in water because that's what I use. And then I realize that no, that's not going to work. It's just going to drag against the clay. I have tried using it, but no, it does not work. So it's a good thing I didn't cut more than one finger. Though I did come very close to cutting the finger next to it as well. It just had a very tiny cut on the other finger. Because what I was doing was I was sliding my hand across the kiln shelf and it had this tiny bit piece of glaze and it just cut. And it could have very easily sliced all four of my fingers. So it was close, very close. And you think I would know better, right? But no, I have done it before and I forget all the time. Should never do that. Okay, three more yarn bowls and then I'm done for the night. And I can probably sit and watch some TV. Anything interesting you have been watching? We are currently watching the latest season of The Crown, and we actually tend not to binge watch stuff a lot. It's usually one episode a night, not more than that. So I don't know if I think we're on the fourth or fifth episode right now. That's a that's a good knitting show. You know, I can knit and I can watch that because not all shows are very knit friendly. It's boring enough that I can avoid it. The Selena series. Okay, I have to look what that is. I have not even heard of it. Is it Selena? Hope I'm saying it right. But I have been watching with my friend Nancy. Um, we virtually watch Eureka. So I think it came out in 2006 or something. It has several seasons. I think we are on the fourth or fifth season now. And we basically watch an episode at our own time and then we have a chat about it. We have fixed times and get together, hang out, talk about the show, talk about all other stuff. So it kind of, it gives a good thing to hang out and talk about. Because usually it's like oh meet people. You say oh we should hang out, but now nobody can hang out or is comfortable hanging out. Um, and there is only so much you can keep talking about your craft when you hang out. Means I can keep talking about it, but I still do. But still, Selena was pajamas in the 80s and 90s. Oh, I have to look that up. The weird thing was with Eureka, there were several episodes in between. Um, so it's kind of a sci-fi show. Well, it's not kind of, it is a sci-fi show. There's weird stuff happening all along the city. But the weird thing was that there were few episodes in between which lined up perfectly with current events. There was a pandemic, there were the elections, and coincidentally, they landed up with the elections while the elections were happening here while we were watching that episode. We actually did watch that episode, we skipped it. I was like, we watched this so that we can get away from reality for a bit. We cannot watch it in a show. As soon as the episode started and it said, oh, it's the elections, and there was this discussion in the show about how, like, that entire town is so advanced in everything. Like, they have robotic lawnmowers and all kinds of robotic cars and everything. But the elections were being done on ballot paper, and the first scene was something about how elections can be fraudulent and stuff. And I was like, okay, cannot watch this right now. Just turned it off. I was like, this is too close to reality these days. Uh, cannot hear a sentence with voting and fraud and ballot and all in the same sentence. And that was like the first or second line of the show. But no, skipping that episode. Let's just move on. The story is kind of connected, but as if we'll figure it out later. But I'm not watching that episode. And actually, usually during the holidays, there are two shows which I'll end up binge watching almost every time. And it's kind of like mindless watching because I've seen the show so many times that I don't really need to pay attention. One of them is The Office, and because I can just keep working, I know the jokes, I know everything. It's just, it's a fun watch. That and it was Friends, but I think Friends got removed, which is fine. It's like I've seen it so many times, it's all memorized. But this time, this year actually, twice I have binge watched. Well, I saw Schitt's Creek the first time, and then this year I watched it twice again. And I was actually currently watching the third time while I was making all the mugs, and then I realized I should just go live. How much of this can I take? So that is also one show that you can actually watch more than once and doesn't get boring. Short episodes, pretty entertaining, and you don't have to be 100% focused on it. So while working in the studio, I like those kinds of shows. I don't like stuff to be very engaging because then I'm looking at the TV screen and I stop working, which is not the purpose of having entertainment in the studio. See how wobbly they are. It's so bad. But it's at a good stage where I can work with it. It won't crack or anything. Still join together and hold its shape as well. And have only one more yarn bowl to do. Gosh, has everyone gone to bed? It's okay. The weekend is close. It's almost here. Oh, Avenita, your core yarn went out this evening, so you should get it probably by tomorrow or the after. When I told, Susie had posted about that core yarn like a month or so back, right? Uh, and once she posted, and Diana Klua were talking about Koreans as well. And then I told her, I said, okay, there is this deal thing, it's so much, let's figure out if we can get it. And then we thought we would buy it together and we would split it half, but it was more expensive for us to buy together and one person ship it to the other person. I was like, it's fine. And she does a lot of art yarns too. And so we kind of figured if we got two or we got four, it would be fine. So each one of us got four cones of that yarn. And when I told Susie about it, she just kept laughing. She's like, oh, I have been core spinning so much and I have barely finished my first cone. And she says, I've used it for teaching and everything. And I still haven't finished my first cone of yarn. We got four. I'm like, oh, we have a lifetime supply then. It's fine. So I'm glad I could share it with you. But I have been using that yarn. Mm, so out of 16 ounces, I think I've used up already 2 ounces. So out of 16 ounce bone, I used 2 ounces. And it's not been a year, it's been only a month or so of me having that core yarn. So at this rate, I probably have only a 3-4 year supply, not a lifetime supply. And if I run out, I'm pretty sure Avenita you still be using it, so I know where I can get some. You're welcome. I look forward to seeing your the art yarns and the coarse spun yarns that you like. We always think I still always think that whatever I'm making, like I'm like, oh, it's uh, you know stuff I've already seen, or it doesn't feel original or new. But when it's done, it kind of feels like, okay, no, that is different. But it's just people's hands are different. They move differently. Everyone has their own aesthetic. And like you were talking about, doing tiny beehives or something, or tiny spirals or something like that. I think they will look really cool. And with your precision kind of spinning, I look forward to seeing very precise, very even, very exact size looking beehives. How's that for pressure? That's how I picturize your art yarn looking. I already have the visual in my head. This is done as well. So all the yarn boards are done. All the mugs are done. Tomorrow I'll attach the bases, the buttons, and the handles. All need to go up tomorrow. You should know. I don't think I've seen a beehive. I think I have. Have you done like one of those really big unicorn beehives kind of things, like in white? Um, I don't know where I've seen it, or maybe you did send me a picture of it. Was that yours? It did surprise me though, if that was yours, because there were these big, gigantic beehives. Wasn't quite sure. I think why I recognized it is, yeah, blue core, white beehives. Yes, I know. So that was yours. I think why I recognized it yours is the way it was wound on the nitty noddy. It was something like that, which made me realize, oh no, that is hers. And I don't know where I saw it. Maybe you only sent me. Or was it in Tiny Fiber Studio magazine? Yes, I know there were white beehives and there were big jumbo size beehives. Okay, she sent me photos. Oh yes, but I think I saw it. Had you wound this on what do you call it? Oh yeah, that's the Navy County. That's the picture I remember. That's neat, right? To show this on camera. Because if it my camera cooperates. I don't know if you can even see it. Can people see it? I don't need I can do beehives. Big jumbo bulky. But it is so much fun. Now these in comparison are my jumbo mugs. It's funny that Becca got the 20-ounce jumbo mug and she got everything in purple. Yes, that's the color. She did message me too. Which was nice. Very sweet of her. You did wind it on the Aether Kate earlier this year. Oh, cool. I'm glad she enjoyed it. My jumbo 20-ounce mugs, there are only seven of those mugs. 4 knit mugs and 3 lace mugs. I think out of which 5 of them are for orders. I'm making 1 or 2 extra just in case. So if it all turns out on the last day of shipping, I will announce if there are any ready to ship. In this last firing, I had like 6 mugs or something that were extra. Wasn't a lot. And these mini cups, these are the medium cups. They will get handles on them. I think 5 of these are for orders, and I have 3 extras of these. So I'm taking my chances that they all turn out well. Just want to drop that on these. You see the difference that makes? Just the slightest change. It's fine. So many new pieces to fire, right? That's the thing. It's like it's all those last minute orders that came in, and I told them they won't be ready. And then, you get those emails with please, 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 please. Oh, I'm trying, but I told them that don't hold your breath. If you want a backup gift, not a bad idea. If you want a refund, fine with me, because I cannot promise and I don't want anyone to be disappointed not having a Christmas gift on time. Just covering everything up so that tomorrow I can do this. Hello, lol, Zur mommy. I'm actually wrapping up all the mugs and everything that I've made tonight. Hopefully they will all be. I don't think they're going to try. Like today is the 10th, and tomorrow is going to be the bottoms for the mugs and the buttons. I doubt the handles are already made. The bottoms are ready as well. So at least I don't have to do that. But attaching them, I could. If I have a very busy day tomorrow or something, I can manage it. I'm not sure. Yes, Wendy, I don't sleep. How do you think the mugs get done? How do you think people get their Christmas stuff on time? Oh, I'm glad you like the setup. Yeah, it's this shelf which I have out here. This, believe it or not, used to be one of my show shelves, which I used to use at shows once upon a time. And but I use this side of the shelf for pieces in progress, and the other side, which is let's do a short studio tour. So that side is where the shelves go. That's Casper's bed. There are no elves here, and Wendy, I'm working with a cut finger. Pity please. And that's my little dye studio there with Texas humor and everything. So that's the shelving, and then out here is my spray booth, which I spray bigger pieces when I'm doing that. That's the extruder that you have seen me used more than once when I'm prepping the clay. This is a slab roller where I work, and that's the laptop on which I'm seeing. So that's the laptop where I'm seeing all your comments. And behind that is the big TV where I watch stuff when I'm watching television. And everything is a mess. It's a working studio. So that's the potter's wheel where I have done a whole lot. It doesn't get used very often except for the small dishes that I posted today. Uh, on this shelf out here are some tools, all my underglazes and stuff. That's what I keep out here. This shelf out here, where those papers are hanging, that is actually scripts for when I'm doing live shows. There, you'll have caught me. But that's where I put all my slabs and everything when they are getting prepped to be used. So you can see there are pieces out there. Those are slabs that are going to be the bottoms of these mugs. All of that stuff goes in there. Um, Underneath the slab roller are all my buckets of glazes, and they are on wheels and everything. This is all my drywall that sits. This is the other work table that I use a lot. That has all my drywall and stuff, which is used for drying up the slabs. Um, on the shelf next to that big white shelf, that's the shelf where all the recycling clay goes. That's the pug mill out there in that corner, which I use for recycling all my clay. And this entire pandemic lockdown period, I have been using just recycled clay, except for handles. For handles, I use fresh clay. But for everything else, I have been good about recycling my clay. Those two big brute containers that you see, they both were filled more than to their full capacity, full of recycled clay. They both are empty. So, and I still have some clay which is underneath that table there. But yeah. So when I need to dye fiber, and this is another work table I have which I planned up using for glazing and stuff. So when I need to dye fiber and all, I need to clear up this table. Need to be completely out of clay and everything, and then I can dye here, and then I use the steamer and everything to take care of that. So that's a quick tour. Hope you had fun. Hope you're not getting dizzy. But that's what that is. Hope that was good. And maybe one day I'll do. See, there's no point of doing these studio tours when the studio is all cleaned up, right? Because then there is nothing to show. It's empty. But hope you'll enjoy that. And I will see you all next time. You have a good night. I'm tired, and it's not too late. And have a good night, Wendy. And Wendy, you were here at my place, but you didn't see the clay studio, did you? You just saw the fiber studio upstairs and you're happy. So, anyway, have fun. Good night. Bye.